If writing LinkedIn posts takes too much time, even if you feel like you have really good ideas to share, or you're having trouble being consistent with it, then this video is for you. I'll show you a simple way I'm using AI to combine my original idea with 19 different LinkedIn copywriting templates. And these have gotten LinkedIn influencers hundreds of thousands of followers, and so now you can just use these to create 38 different drafts. Pick the best draft, do some minor edits, and publish it on your LinkedIn page. And this will only take seconds, and it doesn't require any special skills. You can just grab my prompts that I'm going to share and use it without automating anything. But if you are serious about growing your LinkedIn, then I'll show you how to set up a simple automation that helps you save even more time, and you can consistently publish amazing LinkedIn posts every day. So by the end of this video, you will have access to all of these LinkedIn copywriting formulas and the system that creates winning LinkedIn posts for you. So you can finally start growing your audience and get to the same level where the big LinkedIn influencers are. And if you stick until the end, I will also share a hack that allows you to create full month's worth of content in less than an hour. So stick around and let's get started. So first, let's take the copywriting prompt that I have here. Basically, it's asking AI to be my LinkedIn content strategist, and I have these 19 different copywriting formulas here, and also a space where you have to add your own idea, the input field, and also your background. So let's copy this and let's go to Claude first, and I'll paste the prompt here. Since I already have my background information added here, I can just input my idea, and let's make it shiny object syndrome kills more businesses than anything else. And then just let's get the output. And now it's giving me all of these different LinkedIn post drafts. And the better ideas that you have and the more detailed background information here, the better your post drafts also will be. And while Claude is working, I can copy this whole same prompt with my input and go to ChatGPT and paste the prompt here and do the same thing. And now ChatGPT is also creating all of these different LinkedIn drafts. Claude is finished. It created 19 different LinkedIn post drafts, but I'm not done yet. I also want to use this content humanizing prompt. So this is giving the style of writing I want to use. So I don't want my drafts to sound like AI. So I don't want to do that many edits to it. So I'll copy this prompt as well, go back to Claude. And now I'm doing this follow-up prompt with the style guidance, and I'll do the same in ChatGPT. Let's paste this here as well. And now both tools are going to rewrite these 19 drafts, and usually the output is way better. Okay, and ChatGPT is done now. So here I have 19 different LinkedIn drafts. Each one is trying to focus on an emotion and also using my background, my idea, and the copywriting formulas. So I can already see that a bunch of them look pretty good. And the idea is that I get 19 drafts from ChatGPT, 19 drafts from Claude. So I can go through them and see which one works the best based on the idea that I have and what I want to say. And maybe, let's say I'll take this ultra short post that says shiny object syndrome kills more businesses than anything else. 15 years of marketing has taught me the boring, consistent strategy that actually gets executed will outperform the brilliant strategy that keeps changing every single time. So I like it. It sounds human. I can still make some changes to it if I feel like I have more to add, or if I don't like the background information it's using, the next time I'm going to change my prompt. And so if you want to get the same prompts that I used here, then you can join my private community, AImarketingmasters.com, and I will share all of these here. And there are many more resources like automations, other prompts that I'm using, and templates for Airtable as well. So check that out. But as I said, the true power lies in automating this stuff. So you don't have to go every time and copy paste this prompt into Claude or ChatGPT. This eventually takes too much time. So instead, I want to show you an automation that collects ideas in Airtable and creates all of the drafts using Makecom for automation. And I also have this additional step here. I'm using Perplexity to do research. So it finds really up-to-date facts and maybe uses them if it's relevant in your LinkedIn drafts. And for drafts, again, I'm using Claude with 19 templates and ChatGPT with the same 19 templates. And afterwards, you pick the winning draft, you post it on LinkedIn, and I have this secret tip that I'm going to share in the end, how you can create full month's worth of LinkedIn posts in just one setting. So to quickly show you how the system will work is that you have this Airtable base where you add your new ideas, let's say cats versus dogs. Then you use the status field to trigger the automation to generate drafts. And then on Make.com, you have these modules that run through Perplexity AI to do some research. And then this research is used with Claude and ChatGPT to create those 19 LinkedIn drafts for each module, so 38 in total. And then this is all sent back to Airtable, where you can open up this record, and you will have the source links for the research, 38 LinkedIn drafts that sound really good. And then you just pick the one that you like the most, do some minor edits, and upload to your LinkedIn. And if you don't want to build this step by step, you can get all of these shortcuts if you join aimarketingmasters.com, where I'm sharing the Airtable based templates that you can just copy paste, and the Make.com automation blueprints, where you can just open this whole thing up, connect it with your accounts, and all of the prompts will be inside here as well. And Airtable base also will be already set up for you. So you'll save a bunch of time. But if you want to build it step by step, then follow along. So let's start building this. So first, let's go to Airtable and let's create a new base. And let's call this AI Marketing Masters 38 LinkedIn drafts from one idea. Let's change the color, change the icon as well, and let's rename the table to LinkedIn posts. Save it. And then the first field, let's change this to idea, and let's make it a long text and save it. Let's get rid of these other ones here that Airtable always adds. And the status field, let's add some options here. So instead of to do, let's say generate drafts, and let's use an emoji here as well to make sure that this is clearly visible. This is going to be our trigger field, and I'll choose a color as well, and we can save it. Then let's delete these other fields here as well. Delete. And let's add a new long text field, and let's name it research. Create a field. Then let's add another long text field. Let's name it Claude drafts, and we can enable rich text formatting here. Then let's add another long text field, ChatGPT drafts, and let's enable rich text formatting here as well. And this is it. Let's add one test idea here as well. Shiny object syndrome kills more businesses than anything else. And I can make these rows a bit taller so I can see my ideas. I can delete these empty ones. And let's pick this status as generate drafts. So now we have one test record set up here. Now go to Make.com, open up a new scenario and pick a webhook and custom webhook. Add a webhook, you can name it, onto test, save. And then you get this webhook URL here. Let's keep it open in another tab, but going back to Airtable, now go to automations and let's create an automation when a record matches conditions. And let's pick the LinkedIn post table. And the condition we want to use is status field. And when this is added as generate drafts, then I want this to trigger the next step. And the next step is going to be run a script. This is a bit technical, but it's easy to do, especially if you're a member of aimarketingmasters.com. Then you can come here to the prompts and scripts. And this is always the same with all of the automations I'm building with Airtable and Make.com. And here I have the webhook script for Airtable automation. Let's copy the whole thing, go back to Airtable, delete the existing text from here, paste the text. And now go back to Make.com, copy the webhook address, go back to Airtable, and now delete everything before the question mark here and paste the URL from Make.com. And now one more thing we need to do, we need to add input variable, record ID, and the value is going to be Airtable record ID. And before we test it, let's go back to Make.com again. Let's save it. Let's save the automation and let's set it running once. And now it's waiting for that trigger. So go back to Airtable and test, run the test. And we have this test record here. It says test ran successfully. And on the Make.com side, yes, we got the record ID here. So now we can continue. Back to Airtable. Let's finish editing this one. And let's add one more step. And this is to update the record. And now let's pick the same table. Record ID, we're going to take the Airtable record ID here again. And the fields we need to update is the status field. And we want to mark it as in progress. So this way we won't re-trigger the automation and we know that it's already running. Okay, and then we can rename this automation as Make.com trigger, for example, and let's set it on as well. And then we can go back to the base. And since we have everything set up here, go back to Make.com, and the next module is going to be Airtable, get a record. So here, connect your own Airtable account, pick the right base, then pick the right table, and the record ID here is going to be the dynamic element from the first webhook module. Let's drag it here and let's save it. And now the next one is going to be the research module. So we're going to use Perplexity for this. So create the chat completion Perplexity module here, connect with your own account. You need to upload some API credits. Then the model Sonar is good, but maybe Sonar Pro is a bit better. So let's take this one and then let's add a user prompt. And the prompt I have here, so find the 3 to 5 contextual relevant facts or statistics with the source's full URLs. So I can use this with the content drafts to make them even better. So let's copy this whole prompt, go back to Make.com, paste it here. And this input needs to have the idea from the first Airtable module. So this is going to be changed every time. And then we can just save this, can rename it as research and save. And then the next module is going to be Claude. Claude, create a prompt. Again, connect with your account, upload some API credits. $5 is quite enough. The model, let's pick the latest Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Max tokens. I'm lately using 8,000. I'm not sure if this is correct, but it's always enough. Then let's add the message. The role is user and the content type is text. And the prompt now goes here. And the prompt is similar to the one that I shared at first, but there are some differences. So I'm also adding the Perplexity research output. So it should use the facts if they are relevant. So let's copy this whole prompt as well and go back to Make.com and let's add it to this Claude module here. And now we have to change some of the things here. The input, the idea now comes from the Airtable module. Let's add it here. And then the background, just fill it in manually within the prompt. Right now it has all of my information. And then research facts to choose from if needed. This also needs to be a dynamic element. So get the last Perplexity module, open up the choices, open up the message, and this content field needs to go here. And here I also want to use that content humanizing prompt. So let's open up the advanced settings here and let's use it in the system prompt area. So I'll go back and here's the content humanizing prompt or system prompt. So I'll copy this, paste it here, and I can save this. And I can rename this as well as LinkedIn drafts. Save. And the next module is going to be ChatGPT and create a completion prompt. Again, connect your account, make sure you have API credits there. And then the model, going to use GPT-4o. There are so many models, I can't just keep up anymore, but I know that this one is solid. And then add a message, role, user. And again, let's go back and take this user prompt. Copy this and let's add it here. And again, we need to change the input and add the dynamic element from Airtable. And then also the Perplexity output needs to be in dynamic elements. So go to Perplexity, open up choices, message, and click on content. And let's add the content humanizing prompt here as well. But here you have to add a new message, pick a role of a system. And now let's get this system prompt here as well. Let's copy this and let's paste it. And just in case, let's drag the system prompt as the first one. So it gets the system prompt first and then the user prompt. And then let's just save it. And I'll rename this as LinkedIn drafts as well. And now the last module is going to be Airtable. Update the record, pick the right base, pick the right table, and then the record ID again, get from the first webhook. And now the things we want to change is disable this mapping for the status field and choose done. Then the research field, let's get the Perplexity output. Again, open up choices, message, content. Then the Claude drafts, let's get the Claude modules text response. And the ChatGPT drafts, let's get the ChatGPT choices, message, content. Okay, and then we can save this. Now the whole automation is done and we can save the whole thing and we can put it live. So now when we go back to Airtable, we can re-trigger this and see if everything works. So we have the idea here. We're using the status field as a trigger. And if it works, we should see in progress update here. And yes, we see it. So now the automation is running. And I forgot to name this. So I'm naming this while it's running on the background. 38 LinkedIn drafts on one idea. So the automation is running. And now the automation is done. And I can see all of these records here. The research with all of the URLs. So I can double check if everything is correct. And then 19 Claude drafts. So I can check each one, which one do I like the best, what clicks with my topic, and what sounds like me. So these are all here, and then ChatGPT ones as well. And as you can see, these are quite different. So even though they are using the same prompts, outputs vary a lot. So these are all here. So basically then I can just take the one draft that speaks to me the most, change it, make it my own, maybe add some pictures, and just post it on my LinkedIn and start growing my following this way. But as I said, I have this secret that you can start using, this one tool called Publer, and I am using this to schedule a full month's worth of content in just one sitting. So instead of doing this every day, run this automation several times, add lots of ideas at once here, and gather all of the ideas, do the edits, and add 30 new posts in one sitting. And another really powerful post type that you can use in LinkedIn is the carousel posts that look like this. And if you want to build an automation that helps you create these in record time, then check out this next video here. Bye.